Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And hi if you're new here, I'm Jade. And oh my gosh, I can't believe we're now getting well into December. Christmas is creeping upon us. So yeah, this year has moved so fast. So I'll be honest, I was like video planning and everything, and I was like, what do I post Christmas Eve, like bookish content wise? And I was like, you know what, a nice little sort of like slightly Christmassy sort of bookish reading vlog might be quite nice. So by the time you watch this clip, it's going to be a couple of weeks after I filmed it. But I thought I would stop by today and show you what book I've just finished. So it's Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. I've just finished this. I think it has a really cute sprayed edge there. I loved First Time Caller by B.K. Borison this year, so I thought it'd be good to pick up the Christmas book that they released. I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy it as much as First Time Caller, but it was still like a fun, festive read. I will obviously give you my full sort of opinion and synopsis when I do my reading wrap up for this month, but if you are looking for something, I know it's Christmas Eve, but you're still wanting a little festive something, I wouldn't say it's a bad one to pick up, but I'm hoping I find some better ones this month. I'm not going to lie. Both of my in-person book clubs have picked Christmas reads. I have almost finished, actually, as of now, the one for the one of them. And I feel like I am going to enjoy that one a little bit more. It's a shorter book and it's on Kindle Unlimited, which is why I don't have it here right now, but I'll put a little picture so you can see what I am currently reading, and then also what my other book club is going to read, the one that I need to start for the other book club, which I will have to finish this week because I have both book club meetings at the end of this week, which is really exciting. We're doing it earlier December for both because obviously some people go away for the holidays. I have no one here, bar me and my husband, but it's still going to be a fun time. So I have a little bit more time. So I'm hoping to get through some good books and everything. But this week is kind of my busy week because I have my book clubs, my husband's work's Christmas party. So yeah, it's just going to be a little bit crazy. It's like the same thing happens to me all the time. Like all my social stuff always happens on the same weekend. Like everyone asks to do something on the same weekend every single time, which is a lot for someone like me who I love talking and I love socializing, but I need my own space too and breaks in between. But anyway, both book clubs are doing a white elephant. If you are British and watching this, you're probably like, what? Because yes, I had no idea what a white elephant meant. But from what I gather, it is that you take whatever item, gift, whatever you've been asked to get there to the meeting. It's wrapped and then you leave them there and then people take one. But the idea of a white elephant is someone can then say, no, I want that one and take it off someone else. And then they have to take a different one. I'm not quite sure exactly how it works. I guess I'll find out more when I go to my book clubs. But yeah, they're like, yeah, let's do a white elephant this year. And I was like, is that like Secret Santa? And they're like, yeah, but it's not because you don't get a person. You don't get a specific person. So I think it's just like more generic. So I have done my best to get things for these white elephants, which I will show you. So my book club on Friday wanted to do a white elephant of a ornament for like your Christmas tree. And I was like, does it need to be bookish? They said no, but I couldn't resist. So I did order this little thing off Etsy, which I think is really cute. And it says on there, all I want for Christmas is more books. I don't know how well you can see it in the camera, but I just thought it was really cute. A nice little design. So I personally went for a cute bookish one. I'm sure some of them will go for some funny things. So who knows what I'll end up with, but I will check back in with you and show you, obviously, what I end up getting. And then my other book club wanted to do it with a book. You can do a bookish item if you want, like a tote bag or something, but it has to be bookish themed. So I headed out to your Barnes & Noble and I picked up A Song to Drown Rivers. I know most of you weren't with me when I started my channel last year, but I did talk about how this was one of my best reads of last year. I didn't obviously really have my channel last year, so I never gave my review of this book, but I adored it. And I feel like it's one that most people in my book club wouldn't have read. So my book club typically for this one read dark romance, fantasy, and thrillers. This is obviously historical fiction fantasy, so it's a little bit off the wall. It's not quite what I think they would usually read, but that means I feel like I'm quite safe getting it, that they shouldn't get a duplicate of a book they already have. And I just loved it. So I thought it would be a nice one to give as a gift. It has sprayed edges. It does have, sadly, a tiny bit of damage on the sprayed edge, but this was the last copy and I just knew what book I wanted to get. So I got it anyway, and hopefully they don't mind. But we have I want to say it's $15 to $25 budget. It's quite vast because obviously everyone has different incomes and responsibilities, children, etc. So we made it a little bit wide, and because we don't mind, what we get. So this was $20, and then also I got this little bookmark to add into it, which is just like a little sword. It's only like a cheap little one, but I thought that would go nicely with the gift, just to give something a little bit extra. And then that way, if the person doesn't like the book, hopefully they can at least make use of the bookmark. Okay, and they're wrapped. I must say, I'm not the best at wrapping, and I wasn't gonna like use all my really nice bows and stuff because I was like, I don't know who's gonna have these and whatever. I think the point is just that you can't see the gift. But yeah, the ornament's wrapped. I used a little bit of extra paper just so I could sort of bulk it out a little bit, as it is a little fragile, and it's less obvious like what type of ornament's in here when you can still kind of tell it's flat. But yeah, and then we have the book with the bookmark inside. So yeah, that's done. I'm super excited to go to my book clubs. I don't know if I'll really film at them or not. We'll see if there's anything interesting enough to film, because unfortunately I don't think they're like Christmassy meals or anything particularly we're having, so they're not overly festive. But I might record a little bit of the White Elephants or something, depending how that all goes down and how it works out. But yeah, I will definitely come back at least and show you what I got. So yeah, I'm excited for these. So I am now just getting ready to go off to my first book club Christmas meeting of the week, but I just had a little delivery. This box has arrived, and yeah, it might be some more books from Book Outlet. If you watch my Book Outlet haul, you may have heard me say that I only allowed myself to buy 10 books because my TBR is already overfull, and that, isn't a lie. My TBR is overfull. But then they sent me a voucher for some money off some more books, and I'm not strong-willed. So let me quickly share with you what I got. I'll make this quick and not go into too much detail this time, but I did pick up The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. I have just looked at this one a lot on the website and have considered it for my last couple of orders from there and just didn't. But I decided it was time. So I have bought it. It has really nice sprayed edges. It is slightly damaged. I don't know if you can see that on the bottom. There's like a little bit of a line through the bottom. So maybe that's why I ended up at Book Outlet. I don't know. But it's pretty good quality. And I'm happy for a cheap, affordable book. Especially one that I didn't know a lot about, but it's just sort of caught my eye. The next one is The Crescent Moon Tea Room by Stacey Savinsky. I have had my eye on this one just because it looks like a really cute, cozy sort of read. And I thought it'd be great for sort of fall or winter. So I actually had it on my Amazon wish list for a long time. But I thought, you know what, let's take it off of there. Let's just buy it in the sale. It has arrived damaged. I don't know how much you can see that top bit, but it is a little bit damaged at the top. It's not going to be unreadable, but it's definitely been a bit scratched. It almost looks like it got wet and then scratched, but it's okay. Then I got Breath of the Dragon by Shannon Lee and Fonda Lee. I have just had this mentioned quite a few times and that it's supposed to be very good. And honestly, had I seen it when I did my first order, I probably would have picked it. But I didn't see it, but now I have it, so that's awesome. Then I also got Five Broken Blades by May Corland. I have also heard really good things about this one. And this one's come in like pristine condition. Like it is a sprayed edge, and it is perfect. Like there is nothing wrong with this, which is really cool. And then I've also got Four Ruined Realms, which is the second book. I think it is a trilogy, but they didn't have any more of the books. This one does have the discontinued dot on it, but other than that, still amazing condition. And then I picked up The Sirens by Amelia Hart because I read Wayward by Amelia Hart after doing my last order from Book Outlet, and I loved Wayward, and so I knew they had Sirens on there and I was just tempted to get it because I loved her other book, so why not give another one a go? Again, just the discontinued mark on this one. And then the final book I picked up was The Wedding People by Alison Eastbach. I think you say Eastbach. Honestly, I have just seen this everywhere again, and also my book club often keep nearly picking this, so I was like, if I just have it and then they happen to pick it soon, I have it, and if not, I'll get around to reading it because I've had really good things. And that is everything I got this time, but I am going to go grab my ornament and head out to my book club. Hey everyone! So it's been a couple of days since I last filmed anything for this like Christmassy vlog, but I'm sure you're wanting to see what I got on my White Elephants, so let me get the first one. So for my first book club, and we did ornaments, this is the one I got. I mean, it's really adorable. It's just I don't have and never have had dogs, so I don't know if this vibes with me or where to put it, but it is really really cute. I would say most of them were sort of like drink based, which to be fair, I don't really drink either, but they're very cute. And book based ornaments. So yeah, it was just kind of luck of the draw. And I do think it's really adorable. I just don't know where to hang it. And then for my other book club, we were mainly doing books or like bookish items. And I ended up with this book, which is called The Power Couple by Alex Berenson. And I hadn't heard of this, but it sounds like quite a good thriller. It sounds like a family go on holiday and the parents are kind of like fighting and the daughter goes missing, and then them in like, I guess, trying to find the daughter, maybe rekindle something. I'm not really sure. I just know the daughter goes missing, and then it's a thriller from there. So I'm kind of intrigued. I've never heard of it, but yeah. I mean, that's the best outcome. Like, I think out of the books we traded, I think there was only one that I had already read. So if I had got that, I would have already, well, not read it, but already owned it. I haven't actually read it. Super pleased with this one because yeah, sounds like a good book. With my second book club though, the White Elephant they did where you can't steal it. I think traditionally you can steal items from other people. So the first one with the ornaments you could, but you either had to steal from someone before you or take one that was left. And I was like second to last, I think, or something. So I picked one that was left because I feel mean, like stealing off someone. So that's kind of how I ended up with the one I ended up with. But when I went to the second book club, which was earlier today, and got the book, we actually had our meeting in a bookstore, which I hadn't been to yet, called Watermark Books. And it might be my new favorite bookstore in the area. First off, it was actually a lot bigger than I expected, and the cafe area was quite big. So I feel like it would be a really nice place if I just wanted to go grab a coffee on my own. Like, it's just such a nice vibe. They do so many things in there, like bookish gifts as well as books, and it's a decent size. Like, honestly, it's probably, I don't know, a third of the size of Barnes and Noble, maybe, of my local one. I would say the cafe is not that much smaller than Barnes and Noble, but the actual books store itself is probably about a third of the size. But it was, honestly, it was really cute. And the main thing, they were so nice in there. Literally as soon as I walked in, because I'd never been there, a woman came up to me. She's like, "Oh, are you here for the book club that I've hired out our room? So like you can hire out a room downstairs." And yeah, and I was like, "Yeah, I am." And I was like, "Oh, I haven't been here before, so I thought I would like check out the store first." And she was like, "Oh yeah, let me show you around." And she was telling me where like all the different genres were, and it was just really nice. And then she did persuade me to buy a tote bag. Which is this one, which is a Jane Austen tote bag with Emma on. And then on the back, it says, "It is such a happiness when good people get together." And I just think this was really, really cute. And I don't have a bookish tote bag. Like, it's just something I never have had. And I thought I might get them in some like book exchanges and stuff I did this year, but I just haven't ended up with one. So she did persuade me to buy this because I thought it was cute. And it's Jane Austen's birthday. So they had this whole like display of Jane Austen stuff. They had some really beautiful editions of her books, but I do have them all already. So I was like, I can't spend money on them, but the tote bag I could justify. And I also picked up Diabound while I was in there because my book club persuaded me that it was definitely worth me getting. And because I was in a cute local bookstore, I want to like support them. So I decided to buy this book as well while I was in there. Who knows when I'll get around to it with my huge TBR, but I'm super excited to read it at some point. And that must be my final book shopping of the year because I can't I can't add any more. I just can't. But I'm happy that I was supporting a local bookstore, so I think the purchases were worth it. And then obviously at both book clubs we spoke about the books we have read, so yeah, I had a little catch up about them and what people thought. I think generally both had a very good sort of consensus. Most people liked them, I think, because they are kind of those hallmarky Christmas books, and I'll be honest, I really did enjoy them. It's just now I feel like I need to move on from Christmas and have a little break. I do have a few more on my TBR I would like to get read before Christmas, but I just feel like I need a change of genre. So I think that's what I'm going to be looking for next. But yeah, that's just a little summary of my Christmas book meetups, which was really sweet because obviously I don't know a lot of people here. So it's nice to have people to meet up with and, feel festive with. So yeah, that was really nice. And now I need to get back to work planning and everything for the week. So everyone, I am really proud of myself. I went shopping for some last like little Christmas bits I needed to get, mainly like food things, and I resisted the books. I did go over and have a look at them in Walmart, but I actually didn't buy anything. There are so many that I really want right now, and I must say, Dawn of the Firebird is really standing out to me, and it's such a beautiful addition. But I'm like, I don't need it. I have so many things. Um, Although I am still really tempted by that book. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, my TBR is so overfull at the moment. Like, let me show you just how crazy it looks right now, and it's awful. Like, it's so awful. However, I will say where all these spare books are currently sitting, I need to get through some of these because I am going to turn this into like a little book nook next year. So for Christmas, the main thing I'm supposed to be getting from my husband is a chair that's going to go in there. Honestly, armchairs are really expensive, so this isn't that expensive, and I'm hoping it's decent what I'm getting to put in here, but I'm just hoping it feels nice and cozy. And it also gives like parents of kids that I teach in this room with my singing teaching, like somewhere else to sit if they don't want to be so in the lesson, which will be quite nice because quite a few of the parents of kids I teach actually really like books, so they often like look through my books and like sort of admire it anyway, so they can sort of sit in there and they can read something or whatever. So I thought that'd be quite nice. But I'll tell you what I did realize today. What I did notice is I have never changed my Kindle over, so it's kind of more still like Halloween themed with this little ghost and that on it. I mean, that's the only really Halloween one, but I feel like it needs a change. So let's find some other stickers for it. Now, I have to say, I don't have Christmas ones. I should have got Christmas ones. It's kind of too late now. But I feel like as long as I don't have ghosts on it as Christmas approaches, although I could just say it's the ghost of Christmas past. I could. But no, I feel like it's time for a change anyway. So let's look through my stickers and change it over. I do have this packet, which I got in my summer book exchange, but I do think they're quite summery stickers. But I might have a little look through, see if there's anything, but I feel like they're not going to. I feel like this bag is where I'm going to find most of it. They're just like random fantasy themed stickers, which is mainly what I've used on this already. But, I feel like it's time just to change them over. So let's see what options we have. So I've ended up with these stickers. So in the middle is the red heart that says bookish, and it's like a dark red with kind of like star pattern. That is actually from the like summary collection. So is this like enemies to lovers sign, which is written in pink, which is more spring vibe to me, but I don't think it's too off topic. And then I also went for a cereal tea there. See if you can see it a little bit better. It's reflecting the sunlight from the window a little bit. Then I went for a different Valaris sticker. I have quite a few of those, so I just changed to a different one from what I had. And then I have the little fire sprite reading a book, which says Fangs and Bangs. But I thought fire reminded me of cozy and winter, so I thought it worked. Then I have like the kind of chest of drawers from the ACOTAR series, like a sticker of that. I thought that was kind of cozy. And then I also have the one with the sort of deer. It feels kind of cozy. It's not strictly Christmas because I don't have Christmas stickers, but I feel like it's a decent attempt out of what I have. So now I feel a little bit better because it's less Halloween themed. I feel like it is a little bit more on point. I definitely need to get some more stickers like Christmas ones and stuff eventually, but I feel like I have quite a good range for the spring summer, but I definitely need some more that aren't just fancy or just summery, but we're getting there. And in case you haven't seen before, I do have like a clear case, but you can probably tell it has glitter in it, which I just think makes a nice little touch, a little bit something extra on the back rather than just have it plain with the stickers. So that's kind of my preference. You can find that on Amazon if you want one. But yeah, I am now going to officially put myself on a full out book buying ban until Christmas, and then we will see what happens. But we've got to get this TBR sorted. So I'm thinking maybe in the new year doing a complete sort through of my TBR, a reorganization. So let me know if you think that's something you'd like to see. So you know what I thought I would quickly do is I don't think I've shown you my like Christmas decor for my bookshelves and sort of office reading room space. So I thought I'd quickly show you. I have my little ghost here, then this little faux gingerbread house. It does light up, but it's kind of the wrong time of day to show you. But yeah, that's kind of that side. That's the only difference over here. Then in the room, I do have this nutcracker that I bought and this tiny little Christmas tree, which again does light up, but has a few little different decor pieces on it. So I just thought it adds something nice and festive. And then over on this bookshelf, I have my advent calendar because I do think it looks really cute. And I think I could get away with leaving that all year. I don't think it looks Christmassy. Let me know what you think, but I think it makes some good decor. But then I have these like little faux wooden books saying let it snow. I bought this little reindeer to sit on top of them. And then I also have this my holidays are booked sort of Christmassy candle that I placed there. And I just think, I don't know, I just like that it gives a few little Christmassy vibes to the office. And I just have to say, I hope you have a really, really lovely Christmas, because I know when this posts, it's going to be Christmas Eve already. And if you're watching this after Christmas because you've had a busy festive season, then I hope you had an amazing time. And I hope everything's great in the new year. And I will see you again real soon. Bye.